All right, section 2.4 is all about parallel and perpendicular lines, okay? All right, parallel lines are non-intersecting lines that lie in the same plane. Non-intersecting is the key. Parallel lines have the same slope, okay? They have the same slope. So if I ask you to find a line that's parallel to another line, you're going to use the same slope of the line that I give you to find the parallel line because the slopes are the same. Okay. And these are parallel, which just means that their slopes need to be the same. I'm going to try to draw it as best as I can. Okay. Because it makes sense once you look at it like this, because if, say, this one had a different slope, okay, and it was slightly more tilted this way, it would eventually run in to our other line, right? They have to have the same slope if they're never going to intersect. Okay. Perpendicular lines are two lines that intersect to form right angles. Okay. Perpendicular slopes multiplied together form a product of -1. So perpendicular slopes are negative reciprocals of one another. Okay. Negative slopes are negative reciprocals. What does that mean? That means that you will change the sign. That's the negative part. And flip it over. That's the reciprocal part. So change and flip. So if I give you a line and I say, I want you to find the line that is perpendicular to this line, then you will use the opposite, the negative reciprocal of that slope that I give you. So you'll change the sign and you'll flip it over to get that slope. All right. So example 1 just says, what is the slope of the line parallel to y equals 5x plus 3? What's the slope of the line parallel to this line? Okay. We have our m, so we need to find our slope. And I just told you that parallel lines have the same slope, okay? So you need to go to your line that you're given and find the slope. Whatever that slope is going to be the slope of your parallel line. So it's 5. What is the slope of the line that's perpendicular to that same line? Okay, perpendicular means change the sign and flip it over, okay? So our slope for this line is 5, right? I need to do the opposite, which is negative. It's positive, so I'm going to make it negative. And I need to do the reciprocal, okay? So this is 5 over 1. So I'm going to flip it over and make it 1 over 5. So those would be my two slopes, okay? So that's how you would identify the slopes. Now let's look at putting some of this together. So I need to find the equation of the line that is parallel to this line, so same slope, and passes through this point. Okay, I need to find that equation of that line. Okay, so here's what we're going to need to do. First, we're going to use point slope. Okay, so that's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we need a point and we need slope. This is for my parallel line, okay? I have a point, obviously I was given it. So it's going to be -5, 4 is going to be my x1 and y1. But my slope, I don't have yet. But I know that my slope is going to be the same as whatever the slope of this line is because it's parallel to this line. Okay? So if I put this in y equals mx plus b form, I would know what my slope was because it would be the m. So I'm going to subtract 4x and get 2y equals negative 4x plus 3. I'm going to divide everything by 2 and get y equals negative 2x plus 3 halves. Okay, this is my line that I was given. This has nothing to do with being parallel yet. I put the line that I was given into y equals mx slope intercept form, okay? This is your m, right? Negative 2 is your m, all right? Since my slopes are the same, my slope, parallel slopes, is the same. So my m is negative 2. Now I have a point and I have slope of my parallel line. This had everything to do with my parallel line. So now I can go and do point slope for my parallel line. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus y1, here's x1, y1. 4 equals negative 2 is my slope. X minus x1. So y minus 4 equals negative 2x plus 5. Y minus 4 equals negative 2x plus, minus 10. Then I'm going to add 4 because I'm just solving for y. I'm going to move it up here. Y equals negative 2x minus 6. So here's what I found. If I plotted this line and this line, they would be parallel to one another. Okay, they have the same slope, right? They have the same slope, and then they would be parallel, okay? So I can also do perpendicular. So this one says find the equation of the slope that is perpendicular to y equals negative 1/4 x plus 8 and passes through 3, negative 5, then solve for y. Okay, so once again, we need point and slope for our perpendicular line. We have a point, it's 3, negative 5. We don't know our slope yet, but we know that our slope is going to be the opposite reciprocal of the line that we're given. Our negative reciprocal, opposite reciprocal, same thing. Okay, so here our slope is negative 1/4. Okay, the negative reciprocal would be positive, and then we flip 1/4 over and we get 4. Okay, so our slope would be 4. Now we do point slope. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus negative 5 equals 4 times x minus 3. Okay, so y plus 5 equals 4x minus 12. Subtract 5. And we get y equals 4x minus 17. So what I'm saying is that if I plotted this line on a coordinate plane, and then I plotted this line on a coordinate plane, they would be perpendicular to one another, meaning that they would make a right angle. Okay. So section 2.4, all about parallel and perpendicular. You need to remember parallel has the same slope as whatever line I give you. Perpendicular has the negative reciprocal of whatever line I give you. Okay. And then you're just going to use that information to do point slope and find your line.